Thank you guys for joining in. All right. So I'm gonna give y'all some time to jump in. And then we're gonna get started. All right, I'm gonna give a shout out to Just Looking, Shalom, the Black App One, Shalom, Talk To for Shawnee, Shalom, Just Looking. I said it's early. I mean, if you call this early, I guess. You know, I fell asleep earlier. I was trying to get up at 11 o'clock, but that didn't happen. I had a long, exhausting day. You know what I mean? But I said, you know what? No matter how tired I am, let me get up. Let me do this Freestyle Friday for the people, right? Because y'all support this session and this series, and I appreciate it. So I want to make sure that I'm consistent as much as possible, and I'm dedicated to this for y'all. You know what I mean? Shout out to Reliable Andrew and Sam Bone in the building. All right. So come on, family. Come on in. Share this link. You know what I'm saying? Just Looking. He's in the UK. Yeah, that's right. What's the hour difference? What time is it there? Just Looking. 6:30 in the morning. So it's a 5-hour difference. Interesting. Okay. It's not too bad. I mean, so when I be started, they be early in the morning for you on a Sabbath. So it's all gravy. My brother, the Most High Child, Shayarala, the second in the building. It's good. Anytime, sis. Shalom's my brother Keefa Abiel Ben Israel in the building. Got two of my admins there to have my back while I'm going in. All right, so I'm gonna give you a few more minutes, family. Shout out to the chosen few. Peace and shalom to you. All right, just gonna give you a little bit of time to come on in. Let me get my bearings real quick. Yep. Yeah, shout out to my brother Yanib, Yasharala in the building, Yosef Abdiel, Abin Yashar Al. Shout out shalom to Bruce Mitchell. Good looking, family, for y'all joining in. You know what I mean? 1 in the morning, on Friday night, Saturday morning, spending time with me. I appreciate that. Y'all could be doing anything else, but you're here. I appreciate that, family. Definitely appreciate that. Okay, so give you a few more minutes. Let y'all get comfortable. You know what I mean? I know some of y'all got to get your your popcorn, and some of y'all got to get the TV straight and get the family up and together to watch the show. You know, and shout out to the people that hit me up and they be like, man, you know, I have my family watch this show. So that keeps me accountable, right, to the type of content that I allow on the channel, to make sure that, you know, my content is not explicit, it's not vulgar, it's not disrespectful, because families watch these sessions, you know what I'm saying? So I want to make sure that, you know, it's rated at the very most PG-13, you know what I'm saying, for the family. So Sambone, no, I didn't do that yet. And the reason why I didn't do it is because I didn't want to jump on the bandwagon like everybody else. I wanted to wait till the movie comes out on Blu-ray, because I want to be one of the first people to copy it when it comes on Blu-ray. And then I'll be able to go more point for point with it, because I actually have the movie with me and I can go through it, as opposed to just recalling from memory for the movie and missing anything that I believe would be very significant to touch on. All right. Shout out to my brother Azazaya Banyahawara in the building. Yaron Yahu Yashral in the building. Cohorts Music up in here. It's good. That's my brother Hoshaya. Yah bless Ute. Shalom, shalom. Okay, looks like we're gonna be really nice up in here. You know what I mean? Really nice up in here. All right. So I'm gonna give you a few more minutes. Go ahead and share this link, family. Share this link. All right. I got a new piece coming in. A new beaded neck piece coming in. It's really hot. I didn't want to say nothing about it, but I'm gonna wait till I get it. I should have it by next live stream, next Friday. It's hot. Don't ask me where I copped it from. Nah, I'll probably tell y'all where I got it from. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably let y'all know because I wanna patronize the person, the seller. You know, but I wish I didn't have to tell y'all where it came from. Shout out to Yantis Irby in the building, Alex McCain. Oh, you checked that out, Alex McCain? Yeah, I did that back in February 2016. So I did that like 2 years ago. And I put a lot of good information in it, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the Black conscious community, you know, runs around saying that the Black woman is God. So I had to give them a different perspective on it. So that way they can apply it righteously and not misapply it loosely. You feel what I'm saying? So thank you for watching it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. You know, definitely share the video so other people can see it as well. But that was work I put in back in 2016. You know what I'm saying? And I have another presentation I'm working on that I'm going to be presenting next time I go back to Sinetta in June, because July is the Sinetta TV Awards. You know what I'm saying? So hold on, let me see if I can hold on, family. Hold on. All right, let me show this to y'all real quick since we're bringing that up. But yeah, I'm going to do another lecture. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do it on. I wanted to do it on autonomy, because that's, you know, my Unity do autonomy series for that platform. Because you gotta, you know, when I get on that platform, I gotta be mindful and say, well, what's the target audience on this platform, and how do I convey the information so it's palatable for the target audience? You know what I mean? So I have to custom make it. I gotta tailor it. You know what I'm saying, for the audience. So there's a couple of things that I want to discuss. So I was going to talk about unity through autonomy. I was going to talk about law in ancient Kemet, because, you know, ancient Kemet does not have a codified list of laws like the Torah does. But there was court cases and, you know, penalties and things like that. So you can reconstruct it. You feel what I'm saying? So I've done the work in reconstructing law in ancient Kemet, you know, and what I wanted to do was I wanted to actually bring it out, and after I lay it out and reconstruct it, then I wanted to compare it to law and Torah, you know what I'm saying, and then maybe law from other parts of the ancient East, like the Code of Hammurabi and a couple other things, you know what I'm saying. So I was thinking about doing that because I thought that would be a really interesting lecture since nobody's doing it, and I like to break ground and, like, you know, talk about subject matter that most people are not getting their hands in. You know, also when it comes to ancient Kemet, I have another lecture that I was going to do like a year and a half ago. And it's about looking at the perspective of culture in ancient Kemet from the lens of the middle class, right? And I was going to go through 3 middle class sites that are well known by Egyptologists and archaeologists that work in Egypt, and be able to uncover their story, you know. And when you see how they lived and the things that the things they perceived, and, you know, the things they did on day-to-day basis, you'll have a better appreciation for the middle class. So much so that, you know, most people who are Kemetic per se, they won't be worshiping this upper class, this 1 to 2%. You know what I mean? They'll be able to appreciate the bulk of the people, which falls under the middle class and the peasant class, right? When you actually get to see their story, you know, it changes the game immensely. You know what I mean? Also, when we look at ancient Israel as well, through archaeology, we're able to uncover a lot of some of the middle class there as well. You know, one of the ones I want to bring out, a couple points I want to bring out, and the Minority Report Part 2, which I haven't done yet. I know that's long overdue. But in one of those, I'm showing you the house of this guy, you know what I mean, who was a middle class worker, and show you how his house was constructed and designed that was different than let's say, the palaces or the extravagant infrastructure for upper class, and show you how he lived day to day. You know what I mean? And his house was actually burned down. You know what I'm saying? When you know, when Judah was sieged by Babylon, his house was burnt down. You know what I mean? And we have all of that in the archaeological strata. We're able to see, you know, at what point his house was burnt down. It's very, very interesting story, and most people don't tell it. So I want to get into those type of things. I mean, I want to get into the crack and crevices that are largely overlooked by most people in the community, because people like to romanticize, you feel me, and sensationalize things. And I try to avoid that as much as possible. You know, that's why I try to have the type of approach that I have. You know what I mean? So let me give some more shout outs real quick. Shout out to Mami Rika in the building. Brian Gaither in the building. Oh, what happened to my session? If I'm still connected, hit one, family. Hit one. I don't know what just happened. Did it cut out? I don't know what just happened. Shout out to King Kosher in the building, my brother DeMel Walker. My brother DeMel. Brother DeMel. I want to show you. All right. Shout out to my sis Nisi's PCs in the building. Reckless Animosity. David Israel in the building. All right. These are all the people that are that support this channel, man. They in here faithfully. You know what I mean? Much love and respect to y'all, man. Shout out to Yosef Abdiel. I've been Yashara. I think I gave you a shout out already, but double honors. You know what I mean? So everybody said it's good now. All right, cool. All right. Somebody says, but you're lagging. Is that audio lagging? Audio video lagging? Let me know before I get started. Let me know. I want to discuss some things, take some questions. You know how we do. But anyway, before we get started, my brother DeMel Walker, that's in the building. The brother has a clothing company called Royal 12. All right. You can go to www.royal12.com, and he has a lot of great, you know, material on there as far as clothes, you know what I'm saying, and accessories, even things for women and children, right? And the reason why I'm giving the brother a shout out is because the brother goes to the same congregation as me. And the brother gave me this shirt that I got on right now. So let me show it to y'all. See? It says set part. I don't know if it's mirrored backwards or what, but the shirt says set apart, right? And that's from www.royal12.com. All right, so you'll go over there to royal12.com, see what they got over there, and definitely patronize the brother's business. All right, doing good work for the community. So shout out to my brother DeMel Walk in the building, and shout out to www.royal12.com. Matter of fact, let me just show y'all. Let me show you the site real quick. And that's a good brother here too, man. Really good brother. All right, hold on. Let me show you the site real quick. There you go. All right, this is the site. He has an RBG Roots section. Royalty in my DNA. Right? In Yame, know your story, know your story. No idols, just rivals, kings of the earth. All right. And some 12 tribe shirts, Pro Truth, Judah, Set Apart, Set apart, set apart. That's the one I got right here. The one that he blessed me with. They got socks, right? Stolen people. Yisrael, Deuteronomy 28. I got to cop this one. I'm going to get this one. How much is this? Let's see. $22.95. Cool, cool, cool. I like it. All right. He also has women and children. He's for the sisters, queens of the earth, pray, slay. I mean, pro-truth, set apart. You got the royal blood. Yeah, for women too. More than a color. Lost tribes. Read before it's illegal again. All right. So that's the brother's website. So y'all go ahead and y'all patronize that site. All right. Okay, so yes, hold on real quick. Hold on. I want to do that as well. Let me shout this out. I don't know about that. Sister Shawnee, send me the link. Put the link in the chat. But I do want to give a shout out here. Hold on. I do want to give a shout out here. Let me show y'all this real quick. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where's it at? I thought I had it here. Oh, it's in the email. Hold on. Give me a second, family. Let me try to grab something real quick. Also, you know, I've had some people that have come to me with some disagreements in some of the things I teach. Next week, Wednesday or Thursday, I'm not sure. Next week, Wednesday or Thursday at 9 p.m. We're doing a session on Maccabees TV. And the topic is gonna deal with RBG and whether or not the Israelite community should integrate it, or whether or not they should leave it alone because it could be potentially destructive. So it's very interesting because you know, there's a lot of our brothers and sisters who are against RBG. And last session, I made it clear what that was about, you know, and why I affiliate myself with it, and the people that are part of my organization, my congregation, etc., why we rock with it. And there's a whole bunch of other brothers and sisters on Facebook that rock with it. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I'm gonna go as far as saying this, and I wish I could show y'all, but I try not to share any personal chats that I have with people. I don't violate privacy. You feel what I'm saying? If they put it out publicly, then that's different. I'll share it. But if it's something private, I don't share it. You know what I'm saying? But I've had several brothers, you know, from my One West brothers from the One West community, hit me up and say, bro, I rock with that RBG. I rock with it. And I much respect and props to you for bringing it out and going hard with it. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But then like, but you know, I can't, you know, the camp I'm in, I can't really come out with it. And I'm just like, all right, cool, no problem. But they say, yo, but I understand it. You know what I'm saying? I respect it, blah, blah, because they understand the purpose of it. And you know why they understand the purpose of it? Because I've hooked them up with a lot of help and services from other brothers and sisters who profess, including myself, to be RBG Hebrews, and who have connections with other Black organizations and continental African organizations. And we've channeled in resources, whether that's for housing, whether that's for grants, loans, whether that's for business improvement programs, whether that's for healthcare, whether that's for legal aid. So they understand the positive effects of being affiliated with that. And they know by getting this assistance, they didn't have to compromise their faith or their worship of Yah or being an Israelite or keeping the statutes, laws, and commandments. It has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with that. So for somebody to really have a beef with that, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, it's because you have not encountered the benefits. That's why. And it's only because of people like me, who claim RBG Hebrew, that's able to have these relationships with these other organizations, that when we see a need, we're able to make the connection simply because we become the conduit. So how could somebody really have an issue with that? You understand what I'm saying? But you know, I respect everybody's difference of opinion, no problem. It is what it is. But like I said, a live discussion is going to go down next week. It's going to have Captain Desario. It's going to have Priest Anya Allah. It's going to have my boy D Red. It's going to have me. It's going to have my boy James. I think brother Jashub is going to be on there as well. There's going to be several of us on there. You know what I'm saying? The panel is going to be split. It may be a little slightly more of us that's RBG Hebrews. I'm not sure yet. But it's going to be a very interesting roundtable. I think it's going to be a Google Hangout session. It's going to be a Maccabees TV. All right. So y'all definitely stay tuned for that. It's going to be really interesting that we actually get a chance to confront one another in regards to our perspective when it comes to this RBG thing. You feel me? So I know y'all will be interested in that. You know what I'm saying? So y'all definitely check that out. Let me see, anybody new jumped in. Shout out to my brother Kevin G in the building. To my dude, the chosen few, up in the building. Let me see. Yes, I think that's what I'm looking for, Kiefer. Hold on, let me see. I know what I'm looking for. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. I'm gonna give a shout out to this too, real quick. All right, hold on. Let me give a shout out to this too. All right, so, all right, family, y'all ready? Y'all ready? Hit that like button. I appreciate that, my brother Kevin G. Hit that like button, family. Shout out to my brother Sean McGee in the building. Hit the thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up button if you're enjoying the content thus far. You know, we just getting started. We're scraping the surface right now. We're about to dive a little deeper. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody that peeped last weekend session. Glad y'all enjoyed it. We got like 3,200 views on that already. So, I mean, you know, at the end of it, we went into how to pray. You know what I mean? Which I thought was very authentic and interesting for the family. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to Moses Jenkins in the building. Tandra Rude. Hopefully I got it right this time. Shalom. Shalom to Felicia Royo in the building. All right. So good looking for y'all checking that session out. Thank y'all for the thumbs up already. Now, I want to give another few shout outs real quick. I want to shout out my brother Ron Dalton. He has a new movie coming out, DVD coming out called Hebrews to Negroes. It's really like the sequel. It's a 2018 theatrical movie trailer. You can see that on his site, Moses Levy. So let me go ahead and give y'all let y'all see what that is. So you can support the brother. All right. Let me go ahead and show it to y'all. I'm gonna play like maybe it's like almost 9-10 minutes. I'm not gonna play all of it, but I'm gonna play like maybe 2 minutes of it. You know what I mean? So y'all can see. All right, so this is it right here. All right. Just all you gotta do is go to Hebrews to Negroes 2018 theatrical movie trailer, HD, or you can look up Moses Levy and you can subscribe to Moses Levy. All right. So this right here, let me play it for y'all real quick. Let me turn it up. Make sure y'all can hear it. Yeah, let me just say. Oh, wait. hope y'all enjoyed that preview. You can go back and check the rest of it out on the Moses Levy YouTube channel, or you can just type in the title of that video and check it out for yourselves. All right. So shout out to my brother Ronald Dalton, his Hebrews to Negroes 2018 film that's coming out. Also, in the next couple of months coming up, I will be filming my part in the Hebrews to Negroes Reclaiming the Throne documentary, which is going to be crazy powerful. Crazy, crazy powerful. And when that drops, I'm telling you, man, that's ammunition for all the naysayers that don't want to acknowledge the Hebrew Israelite identity that we've been speaking and teaching on for years. All right, we're really going to put that work in, and we're really going to, show, not just our community, but the naysayers that we have the proof and the evidence of what we claim. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to give a lot of my information over to that documentary. Some of it I showed in a lecture that I did with y'all that y'all should be familiar with. The lecture that I did it in is called, I don't know why I keep forgetting, maybe because of the way I title things, sometimes I'd be forgetting it. But that lecture is called, this thing's not even loading up. There we go. All right, that one is called Unlocking the Time Capsule of the Israelite Profile Left in West Africa. And the lecture that I did is really a preview because I took out half the slides. So what I'll be doing is I'll be using some of that information and then some of the slides that I took out, and I'll be streamlining it for the documentary. You know what I'm saying? Put some of that information out there. But I'll be filming for that for the next couple of months. So shout out to my brother Morris Williams Jr. and Joshua Cullins of Hebrew Nation Building, who are going to be the ones doing a lot of the heavy lifting behind that project. And they're the ones that's going to be filming me in the next couple of months when they touch down here in Atlanta. Right now they're on tour. I think their tour is, next one is the James 1-1 conference called Kingdom Come. That one will be June 8th at 6 p.m. and 9th at 11 a.m. All right, so I will be in New York that weekend, right? So I'll be in New York. I'll be in New York that weekend, so I won't be able to make it to the Jacksonville conference, but I'll be in New York that weekend. All right. Shout out to my brother Robert Albert for the donation. I truly appreciate that. Thank you, Ak. Appreciate that. Shout out to Catriel Ben Yisrael in the building. If you want to shout out, hit too. Yahun X. Shout out to Yahun X in the building. Let me see. My brother Kwaku Danielle in the building. My brother Dwayne Davis in the building. Cheryl in the building. Shout out to Terrence McWilliams. Yahoo Next, I think I gave you a shout out already. And I think I got everybody. Oh, shout out to my brother D Red, he's in the building. Knowledge Truth. All right, I think I got everybody. If you want to shout out, hit two. Thanks again, my brother Robert Albert. Appreciate that. All right. So that documentary by Ronald Dalton is fire. The Hebrew Sneakers Reclaiming the Throne documentary is going to be even more fire. Man, we just getting started. We got some international projects that's going on where we're going to be doing field research. It's going to be, I'm telling you, family, the next couple of years, so much information is going to come out. They got to confront it. I don't know how they're going to deal with all of this information. Y'all know I sit on information all the time. You feel what I'm saying? I sit on information for days. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, D-Red, I mentioned that earlier. I don't think you was in the chat, but yeah, I mentioned that earlier about next week. All right. But I know you're going to be in here as well. I appreciate that. It's my brother D-Red right there holding it down. And our brother Akwedi Ama was out here. I think it was last weekend with Morris and Morris Williams and Joshua Cullens out in Selma. And they had a great event out there at the conclusion of Unleavened Bread. And I wish I was able to make it out there to see him, but I wasn't able to make it out. But Sukkot this year is going to be popping. So those of you, who want to plan early to make it to the Sukkot event that we're doing in the fall, I'll be sure to give you all those details, man. It's going to be fire. It's going to be really, really nice. What I'm trying to do is get multiple groups together to commence one big Sukkot, so that way we're not divided out. And that way we could do some fundraising for it to help brothers and sisters who want to make it be able to pay for at least some of their airfare or car fare to come into town. You know what I'm saying? Even if they just here for the first day of Sukkot, or just a few days for Sukkot, want to be able to make sure that they're taken care of. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's going to be really nice, really nice. I'll share the more details for y'all in the next couple of months. So that way you'll have, enough time to prepare. All right. So shout out to I Am Storm. There's so much information out and so much to learn. How do you segment the information? Research methodology. That's the most important thing that I utilize is research methodology. Oh, shout out to my brother Sean McGee. I know other people have been asking me about the introductory to Hebrew Israelite Ideology 101. And the purpose of that is supposed to be a handbook that answers questions for Christians, right? And explaining our worldview. Why do we subscribe to the things that we subscribe, and the facts behind it? I'm trying to make it I'm trying to remove a lot of the differentials in regards to the segmentation and sectarianism in our community, and just hone in on a lot of basic questions. But it's a great handbook to give to a family member who may look at you and say, oh, this person joined a cult and this, and that, and blah, blah, blah. So I want to be able to have material for our community that we can give to them, so they can check it out and say, wow, this is good. Now I started on it. I think I did 15 questions and answers already. I think I wanted to have like 40 or something like that. So I still got to work on it. I'm telling you, I got a lot of unfinished projects, man. A lot of unfinished projects. So anybody out there that want to assist, because I know members in KHM, we haven't had a meeting in a while because I had a lot of personal things I had to take care of. But a lot of that should subside by June. Everything should be calmed down in June. But in the interim, if anybody wants to help out with any of these projects that I bring up, just let me know. Inbox me on here or on Facebook, or email me at kingdomharbinger@gmail.com. Let me know which project you're interested in assisting with. Because, we do the proactivism, and the proactivism is where we discuss autonomy and how to implement it in your community. Then we have the Natural Path to Eden, which is the help consultation program. Then I have the debt elimination program called Jubilee Manumission. Then we have Kingdom Harbinger Ministries, where we focus on restorative culture practices and implementation. We talk about community building. We talk about implementing autonomy, which is also part of the proactivism stuff that we do. Then we have the handbook that I'm working on. I also have the Bible that I'm working on, which is going to consist of a retranslation of the Torah and the book of Matthew, and reconstructing the Matthew from the Hebrew quotations that we have, and the Syriac, old Syriac versions or the Eastern versions, and reconstructing that, and only using the Koine Greek elements as supplemental. Same thing when we reconstruct the Torah that I've been working on, the Torah reconstructed I've been working on. I've looked at several manuscripts, right? I looked at Ge'ez manuscripts. I looked at Dead Sea Scroll manuscripts, the Samaritan Pentateuch manuscripts, the Masoretic text, which we're all familiar with, the Nash Papyrus, what I looked at, also even the Silver Scrolls, right? And Silver Scrolls is very minuscule, but that also helps in reconstructing the Torah. Also the Yavnei Yam Astrakhan, and anything else that I see that can relate back to an accurate reconstruction of the first 5 books and the book of Matthew. So I'm gonna put those together. You know, if y'all wait for me to do the entire, I mean, that's a lifetime achievement work that I'd have to only focus on that. So I'm not gonna be able to do that. But at least I'll get the Torah out there. At least I get the Torah, and at least I get the book of Matthew out there, and actually show these things to y'all. Shout out to my brother BBOC, buying back our communities. My brother Yanib Yasharala. Reach out to that brother as well. That brother is awesome when it comes to autonomy. And he showed me a great presentation, which is hand-in-hand in alignment with our pro-activism initiatives that we do here at Kingdom Harbinger Ministries. So shout out to my brother Yanib Yasharala. So family, a lot of these projects I'm doing, like I said, the handbook, the guidebook. Also, I need a writer, right? Anybody out there that's a writer, you know, that can take content and put it in a format that can be presented to a general audience or a specific audience. So I need a writer. Okay, so if somebody's out there that's a professional writer, please inbox me. I have paid work for you. Okay, I just got a new video director, video producer, video editor, and I'm gonna see him tomorrow. And we're working on a new intro for the channel. It's going to be really, really nice. I want y'all to see that, and y'all can get a cups of the direction we're going in regards to presentations going forward. But like I said, you know, I need all the help I can get. KHM needs all the help I can get. So if you have any skill sets, anything you want to contribute to anything that we're doing that you like and that you love, that you appreciate it, inbox me at kingdomharbinger@gmail.com. We will get to you as soon as possible. We try to deal with the emails as we get them. So if you emailed us later, then the person who emails early will get a response first, and then we'll make our way to you. Okay. So cohorts, if you are a writer, a professional writer now, that means I'm gonna give you content. You take all the information, you break it down, you write it, you make it cohesive, you make it coherent, and a way that it can be presented to a professional audience and or a general audience. If that's what you do, email me at kingdomharbinger@gmail.com. All right. Also, thank you, Shawnee, for posting the PayPal. So if y'all want to send PayPal donations, you can do it right there in the chat, kingdomharbinger@gmail.com. I also have a Patreon. You can look up Divine Prospect, and you can do a monthly subscription there as well. If Yah moves you to, if your heart moves you to do so. Otherwise, you can just keep us in prayer. You can share the videos. And, you know, like I said, if you want to get involved in the projects that we have going on, you know, some people say, hey, look, I don't want to get paid nothing. I just want to help. Fine, no problem. You know, even though we would love to, you know, compensate you for your time because we appreciate people's sacrifice. But also if you need a side gig or you need some supplemental income, you know, holler at us as well. You know, we have a lot of opportunities to help out the community, and all the donations that we get, you know, goes to research and development that I do for my time, effort, and energy, but also goes to KHM, the pot for KHM, and for anybody else that needs assistance. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's Georgie. I don't know why you troll. I see it as being very comical, you know what I mean? But whatever the case may be, I'm not even going to address that. But anyway, family, so let's get started. So what I'm going to do tonight is, I know I have weekend review. The only thing that I have really to discuss as far as weekend review is that I'm going to see Avengers, right? Infinity War. I've seen a lot of the leaked scenes. I've seen all the trailers. I know everybody that dies. Okay. I know some of y'all probably seen it tonight. You know what I'm saying? I know some of y'all probably seen it tonight. So please, if you have seen it, do not post anything in the chat, because I don't want to spoil it for me or anybody else. But I heard it was pretty decent. But again, the adaptation from comic to movies, you have to understand that there's gonna be a lot of leeway. It's gonna be like just a different story arc. It's like in comics, you have various story arcs, right? You're gonna, you know, the movie is just an extension of that. It's just an additional story arc. So you got to appreciate it for what it is. I typically like to go to movies for entertainment, but unfortunately, because I'm aware and awakened and conscious, it's very hard for me to watch a movie for entertainment purposes only. And I see a lot of the underlying tones that they inseminate into the movie, into the film, and a lot of things that they tell you. Okay, because Hollywood, you know, they're the way for the elitists to showcase a lot of their initiatives by means of fiction, right? And it's the same way that you would get any kind of propaganda, right, from countries that will go to war with each other, and they would take truth and they would mask it as fiction. They would do caricatures and cartoons and stuff like that. But it would be fiction, but it would tell the truth behind what it is that they're doing, what it is that they're promoting. You know what I'm saying? So movies is like the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. But yeah, so I'm gonna go see it in IMAX 3D. You know, I always go all out. When I went to go see Black Panther, I seen it in 4DX when I was in New York City. You feel what I'm saying? But before that, I seen it in IMAX. Avengers, I'm seeing it in IMAX 3D. You know what I'm saying? So I try to always go hard. I spend a lot of bread taking me and my family to go watch it, but it's always worth it. But because I'm always aware, I'm always analyzing everything, you know, I'm always, you know, it's just like the way that my mind is interwoven into the hidden fabric of, you know, the messages and symbols that society conveys. You know, it's very difficult for me just to appreciate something only for its entertainment value when I see everything else that is being shown and discussed underneath. But this is not to ruin it for anybody else. Y'all don't have to overanalyze things like I do. You can just go and watch it just for a flick or whatever the case may be. But you know, like my brother, like Nisi's PC says, once your eyes is open, it's hard to close it. You know what I'm saying? Because you it's second nature just to analyze things. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, you did, Dwayne? How was it? You liked the 40X Black Panther? Where'd you see it at? Let me know when you see that. They didn't have it out here in Atlanta, so when I had a trip to New York, you know, I guess fortunately it was around the same time when the film was still in theaters, and I was able to see it in 40X. So that was kind of crazy. That was definitely kind of crazy. But let me just give you guys an understanding of this channel. I know a lot of y'all request for me to do discussions or to discuss current events. I know a lot of y'all want me to discuss prophecies and things of that nature. The reason why I don't hone into a lot of that on this channel is because that content in itself is very immense. So I'd have to do like a separate series on dealing with current events and prophecies and so forth. Now, later on down the line, I might discuss it, but this channel is honing to the three major, you know, tenets that KHM follows, which is restoring culture, you know, building communities and implementing autonomy. And in the process, I also talk about defending our culture, right? Defending our worldview, proving our worldview. You know, that's like the crux or the basis for this channel. Now, when I do Freestyle Fridays, I allow some leeway where people are able to ask questions and I address questions. You know what I'm saying? I do Q&A. And sometimes I may talk about something random like, you know, the movie or whatever. But I know some people want to say, oh, what's your status? You know, what's your position in regards to the Bill Cosby situation? You know, also, and thank the Most High, I landed safely. I took Southwest coming back to Atlanta from New York. I was there at the airport for almost 4 hours. I streamed live on Instagram at Kingdom Moments. And I streamed from Facebook. And when I was coming back, an emergency alarm went off. So the flight was 4 hours delayed. And then when I finally got to Hartsfield-Jackson Airport, an alarm went off saying this is an emergency and this and that. I'm like, yo, what's going on? And I heard people talking about certain things like, oh, you know, there was a suspect luggage that they found. They thought it was a bomb. And then I seen some security officers go as a group into one area somewhere, and it was just crazy, man. It was really, really crazy, man. It was really crazy. But thank y'all for your prayers. Thank the Most High I made it back safely. I live streamed just in case something went down, so y'all could see what was going on. I was really trying to rush and get my suitcase and get up out of there. You know, I'm not like a stereotypical white person in a movie, right? Horror movie that want to go and investigate stuff. I don't care about investigating all of that. I'll watch it on the news afterwards. You feel what I'm saying? The only way I'll stick around is if a brother was in distress and I was compelled to go and rescue them or help them. If I don't see no immediate people in distress, I'm out of there. There's no need for me to be there. Why I'm gonna stay there? You know what I'm saying? There's no need for me to be there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm out of there. You know what I'm saying? So I was trying to get out of there, but I was live streaming just in case if something went down, y'all was able to see it for yourselves. You feel what I'm saying? So, oh, you did. Oh, so you did go to 14th Street Union Square. Yeah, that's exactly what I saw off of Broadway. That's exactly why I saw that too, Dwayne. So that's cool. That's cool. Nisi said, I had a dream last night that I was in a plane crash. Now, here's the thing, and this is interesting. Me asking to you, Nisi, and anybody else watching, how many of y'all ever remember the beginning of a dream? How many of y'all ever remember the beginning of a dream? Hit 1 if you ever remember the beginning of a dream. It's interesting because I was talking about when I was live at the airport, just sitting there waiting at the airport. I was talking about premonitions and deja vu. Really interesting. So I should probably do a lecture on that or a teaching on that, so people can understand what a premonition is and what deja vu is, and I can give my perspective on that. You know what I'm saying? But most people don't remember how dreams start. They normally start in the middle. Like when you're aware that it's going on, it's normally in the middle or towards the end of an event happening in a dream. And that's really deep. Now, let me tell y'all know how I picked up on that? That movie Inception. That movie Inception, man. Wow, man. If y'all haven't seen that movie Inception, you don't know what you're missing, man. That is an excellent movie. And one of the things that they said in there was like, most people, never realize a dream when it starts. And that's because of the way that the mind is setting up the environment for the dream to take place in. And it's putting all these parameters in place. And, it's transitioning from the realm of being awoken and conscious to the realm of being to the subliminal. It's deep, man. It's really deep. But most people don't, remember a dream from the beginning. And let me show you why this is important. The reason why it's important is because when I was touching on my Facebook Live, and if those of y'all who will not follow me on Facebook, that follow me on here, look up Divine Prospect, look up Ron Shields, Divine Prospect. If you can't add me, follow my personal page. You can like and follow my public figure page, which is Divine Prospect. Or you can follow me on at Kingdom Moments. I'm starting live streaming on Kingdom Moments a lot. But what I realized is that people who experience deja vu, the question was, do you believe that deja vu is evidence of a past regression or acknowledgement of regressing back to a past life? And I say no, because when you are aware of a deja vu, it's in the contemporary setting in which you're living at currently. If it was a past life, then it would be in the same scenario that past life occurred. You understand what I'm saying? So I'll give you an example. So if I'm sitting in front of my computer screen right now, and I have a particular Asus 27-inch monitor that I'm looking at right now, that was only here during my lifetime, in a past life, this monitor wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? And certain people that are alive wouldn't be here either. So I don't see deja vu as, evidence of a past life, or a recurring of a past life. I see it as a person being prepared to intervene in a future event. And that happened to me. Like I can't even count on my fingers how many times I've had deja vus. Deja vus is common with me. It doesn't happen every day. It doesn't happen every week, but it happens a couple times a week, right? I mean, a couple times a month. And every time it happens, I become aware of it and again, this goes back to the dream state. When I realize that I'm in the middle of where the dream picked up on, and then I'm able to recount that past experience in the dream actually taking place. And I'm like, wow, it's like very surreal when it happens. You feel what I'm saying? But I realized that in some cases, I let it play out the way that I experienced it in the dream state. And in other cases, I changed something. I'm like, oh, this and this is going to happen, so let me do this. So I do something random and I change something. Just like when you go back to watch the movie The Matrix and the deja vu, when they was going up the steps and Neo saw the cat twice and it was glitching. He's like, oh, I just saw the cat twice. Oh, that's deja vu. Oh, that means there was a change in the program because the program became aware of something that they were doing. But again, people who have deja vu, it's a deep-seated premonition ability that you have. So that way, when that event takes place in the future, you may be called on to intervene. And I'm going to tell you something that's really eerie. I had a deja vu one time. Somebody was about to go somewhere. Something was about to happen to them, as far as I could recall from the dream. and I intervened. And I kept them, like I delayed them and talked with them on whatever the case may be. Because in the dream, I had a brief encounter with them and they kept it moving and something happened. So I delayed them. And it wasn't until like months later, it's like, man, remember that time I bumped into you? Why did you keep me there and was talking to me when you knew I had to do so-and-so? I said, yo, if I told you, you wouldn't believe me. They said, no, let me know. So I went and I told them. They was like, what? I was like, yeah. They was like, wow, that's crazy. And I told them like how it played out in a dream. And it's like, wow, I was supposed to do so-and-so, so-and-so, and I wasn't able to do it because, and I didn't even share that with you. They were freaked out. I was freaked out. I was like, wow, that's crazy. So I realized that deja vu is a way of showcasing premonition, having a strange feeling or urge that something's going to happen, and being able to give the gift of intervention. It's deep, family. It's really deep. It's really deep. It's really deep. Yeah. So it's really deep. So I want to really just encourage those of you who have deja vu. Sometimes when people don't understand things, they're fearful of it. If you have deja vu, learn to use it to your ability, right? Learn to hone it, HONE. All right. Learn to sharpen it. Learn to be aware of it. When you have dreams, write them down. When you have something that feels like a deja vu, write the deja vu down, and then go back and look through your dreams and match them up. And then once you're able to do this and able to see trends, then start to intervene in those deja vus and see if you change the course of events, right? And I would say only do it if the deja vu concerns a matter that is severe, like somebody dying or some cataclysmic thing happening. If it's a normal thing, you're just being prepped for something that happened. Like I told you, that eerie event that I had with that brother that I delayed. Man, I'll never forget that. Wow. I'll never forget that, man. Never forget that. That's deep. That's deep. So don't fear it. Embrace it. The Most High is giving you the ability to detect certain things that other people won't be aware of. And when events happen that you have a past dream that you experienced in a past dream state, be familiar with honing or sharpening that gift, and you'll be able to really intervene when something crazy goes down. You understand what I'm saying? So don't run away from it. Run towards it. The most important thing is documenting it, being aware of it, knowing when to act and when not to act. And once you get that down pat, there's going to become a time where you're going to have to put that to use. You feel me? So even in that plane crash situation, to the sister Nisi's pieces, when you were aware of the dream, it was before the plane crash. So whatever detail, and anytime and I tell people this all the time, anytime you have a dream and it's something that happens, because a lot of times people wake up before they experience the death state, right? In the dream state. But any details you recall before you're in that plane, before that plane crash happens, before you're pushed off a ledge, before you're hit by a car, always recall the details right before that event, because you may be given a deja vu moment to avoid that. All right. That's important. That's extremely important. All right. So write this stuff down, family. Document it. Keep a journal of this, because you never know where it may save your life or the life of a loved one, and even the life of a stranger. Okay. Yes, that's exactly what it means. Azaziah ben Yahweh. You see, when people follow Kingdom Harbinger Ministries, they go back and they get source citation, they get references. That's why I love you guys, man. I love you guys. Shout out to King Anubis in the building. Let me see who else is in here. I think I shout out to Daniel Slaughter in the building. Signs of the Times up in here with us. William Lowe. Melon Rich Nagas. Familiar on here. And I think I got everybody. But anyway, but yeah, so use it to your advantage. Use it to your advantage. All right. Oh, you was. So is that where the dream started? Because like I tell you all the time, most people do not remember the beginning of a dream. It's like something's already happening into motion. You know what I'm saying? You're in motion of something already happening. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, Tandra, is that right? Yeah. So you know what, Tandra? We're friends on Facebook. Inbox me that information. And I could probably, because I know that was something that you were recently dealing with, your son's stroke. I want you to know that you have our love, you have our support, you have my support. Inbox me the details and any health regimen that I can set up, as it pertains to his heart. Let me know, because I do health as well. You know what I'm saying? So let me know. I'm treating a family member now that has heart disease, and another family member that's in stage 4 cancer. She's about to go under the knife and get surgery so they can remove this huge tumor that ate up half her right lung, and it's pushing against her 6 and 7 vertebrae in her back. That's how big the tumor is. And I was talking about on Facebook Live tumor lysis syndrome, and how anytime you have a regimen for cancer, never apply it in its full potency, because if you do, then what'll start to happen is those cancer cells that die will start to leak out material into the bloodstream that is toxic to the body. All right. So you want to kill the cancer off. You want to shrink it slowly, 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 slowly. And you want to give the body time to clean up your neutrophils, macrophages. You want to give it time to clean up those dead cells, cancer cells, because cancer cells is kind of like a rogue cell. But you want to be able to have enough white blood cell count, WBC, white blood cell count, to take care and eat up and consume all of those dead cancer cells before the next wave of the tumor is destroyed. All right, so you want to do it in waves, right? You never want to give somebody something full on potent and kill the entire tumor cell, because when that happens, people can get TLS, tumor lysis syndrome, and they can die from that via kidney failure. You feel what I'm saying? But I have regimens for cancer. Like I said, I'm treating a loved one with cancer, treating a loved one with heart disease currently, and then treating my daily people that I consult with on allergies, asthma, eczema. If y'all missed my health seminar that I did on here on Kingdom Harbinger Ministries, go back and check it out. It's called Health Seminar: Understanding the Root Causes of Eczema and How to Resolve Them by Natural Path to Eden. So those of you who are really interested, and yes, I do know a lot about William Law, about sickle cell as well. I have a regimen for sickle cell. So if any, like I said, this is another service that I provide. What I'm going to start doing with the launch of my eczema seminar is start launching videos on our Natural Path to Eden YouTube channel. Subscribe to Natural Path to Eden. I'm gonna start doing videos on that in the summer, late spring, summer, June, July. And then I'm going to be putting some of those videos also on Kingdom Harbinger Ministries. So y'all can see a lot of the health paradigms that we are involved in and a lot of the information. So I've done years of research on health to know what works, what doesn't work, not just for myself, but what will work objectively. And this is why I utilize double-blinded placebo case studies, right? We use a placebo group and use a control group, and able to get the scientific results in vitro in the lab and in vivo in real life to see the results as they line up. All right. So again, we talking about cancer, hepatitis, HIV, AIDS, asthma, allergies, eczema, psoriasis, heart disease. What else have we assisted people with? What else have we helped people with? Renal failure, that's kidney failure. And we help to restore the kidney. Somebody's kidney that was going to dialysis like 2 or 3 times a week. Their kidney was functioning at 30%. We got it up to 60%. And they're still alive today. There's several people that we assisted that had stage 3 and stage 4 cancer. They're still alive today. Also an individual that had AIDS, supposedly. HIV is really interesting, but they had AIDS. And mind you, when you deal with HIV, you're looking at glycoprotein 120. You're looking really at glycoproteins as opposed to actually having the actual virus itself purified, right? But that's another discussion in itself. But like I said, there's another individual that somebody told me, hey, look, I know you do health. A friend of mine has AIDS. Can you help them? Sure, let's get it. Because I understand what AIDS is. And we assisted them. So now they go back to the doctor. The doctor said, well, you ain't got AIDS no more. The doctor said, oh, you still got HIV, but you don't have AIDS. And the reason why I say you have HIV because they look for the antibodies, which also is really not an effective way of detecting HIV anyway. And And there's several different tests that they do. They have the Western blot test and all that in regards to testing for HIV. But that's, like I said, what I'll do is when I release these lectures, I'll put all of that information on these various ailments and I'll give it out to the public. You know what I'm saying? The objective of it is not only to educate you, to empower yourself to attempt to do something, but also to inspire you to come to us for our paid regimen programs that we have, where we put together a regimen plan for you and we monitor you over a 60 to 90-day period, do follow-ups every 30 days and get you back on, you know, the fast track to health. You know what I'm saying? And again, this is made possible by everybody that donates to this this ministry. When you donate to this ministry, when you support this ministry, when you share the videos, you're helping everybody else that can afford to get this help elsewhere. Whether that's talking about restoring your culture, whether that's proactivism, whether that's debt elimination, whether that's health. You know, you guys who donate, you allow these things to be accessible to the community. You know, I put blood, sweat, tears, time, energy, effort, and resources into doing all of this research to give it back to the community, you know, without having to charge you for it. You know, so it's basically surviving off of donations, you know what I'm saying, and support, and the hours you view it, you watch, the few AdSense dollars that we get on this channel. You know, all of your support, your prayers, everything makes a way. You know, I work so I can, you know, leverage the bulk of my funding to go towards the things that I do for the community. So the ministry won't have to be a burden on the people, and it cannot be sustained without people supporting it. But I'm telling you, donations go a long way into getting us to where we need to go, to practical solutions that can help you guys every day. You know, we don't just teach you abstract stuff and there's no immediate solutions. I mean, we're doing heavy work. I told you about the Green Haven project that I'm a part of, which has to do with a municipality of our people, which will be the largest city in the state of Georgia if it is created. But the problem is a lot of the other neighboring communities and people are actually lobbying against it. It's really sickening, man, that they're doing it to our community. But I'm assisting them with getting this project off the ground, and use it as a hallmark witness to other communities that want to take control of self-governance back into their hands. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that, Sister Shawnee. So yes, Candida, there's various detoxing you can do for Candida. So I also do, you know, regimens based on that. If you have any inquiries in regards to health, email naturalpathtoeden@gmail.com, naturalpathtoeden@gmail.com. All right. And email any health request that you have, whatever ailment that you have. We'll let you know we can assist you with it. We'll let you know if we can assist you with it. Be very honest with it. And if we can assist you with it, then we'll give you the consultation. Then from the consultation, if you want to follow with the paid regimen, we can do the paid regimen. Okay. So this weekend, I'm going to try to give the consultation to the family member that has cancer. She's in the hospital now. Hopefully she's discharged by Sunday. So after I go see the Avengers movie, I'm going to go see this loved one that has stage 4 cancer and give her this consultation and then come out of my pocket for the paid regimen for this family member. You know what I'm saying? It's going to cost me like $300 something to get her everything that she needs. But I'm willing to sacrifice because this is a family member that I hold dear to my heart. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, what I would do for them, you know, the same type of energy, effort, research, and follow or whatever will go towards anybody else that has a family member who's also sick, ill, or if you are watching this and you're sick and ill, we can help you. That's what we're here to do. You understand what I'm saying? And just remember, anybody who is a health consultant, they may have good health. Like me, I have fairly good health, but that doesn't mean that they won't get sick once in a while, you know, because it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? You can't fend off everything. You know, your body will never be in a perfect state because of the environment that we're in is crazy. Oh, it's a natural path to Eden. Hold on. A natural path to Eden. I just corrected that for you real quick, Shawnee. It's natural path to Eden. I just forgot what I was saying, but I agree, Kwaku. We need to also address mental health. You know, a lot of mental health can be resolved through proper application of spirituality and basic health. You know, a lot of people who are mentally ill have deficiencies, right, that affect the brain. And if you restore a lot of those deficiencies back to its optimal state, a lot of those mental health issues go away. And a lot of medication, okay, and things that we're exposed to in the air can also lead to mental health issues. And the media can lead to mental issues as well. The scripture says, gird up the loins of your mind. If you don't know how to do that, then you will be susceptible to mental health issues, right? So I agree that that has to be addressed in our community, right? It's very prevalent in our community, it needs to be addressed. Benevolent men who put the work in are a blessing to this world. I appreciate that, my brother Reliable Andrew. I do my part. I do what I can, and with the support of all y'all, it's possible. You know what I mean? So, no problem, sis. All right. Yeah, I don't take any medication at all myself either. So I'm living proof that you don't need meds to live a normal life, you know. I know, okay, you know what? Let me show this to y'all real quick. I know some of y'all have asked me about it. So let me show it to y'all real quick. I'm gonna show this and I'm gonna move on with the show, right? With questions and answers as it pertains to Israelite culture and stuff like that, right? Let me bring this out for y'all. Hold on. I know some of y'all asked me about this. Oh, how many of y'all seen the post I did on Facebook with the Jezebel seal? Hit one if you saw the Jezebel seal that I posted on Facebook. All right, let me see. Where's it at? Where's that post at? Oh, here it is. All right, so what I want y'all to see, hold on. I want to get to this post real quick. Oh, what I'm going to do. All right. All right, so a lot of health ailments, and I'm gonna give you guys some basic trade secrets. I guess if you want to call it a trade secret, right? There's three brands that I recommend when it comes to multivitamin. Most people who are sick, there are a few main things, right? It could be a lot of other factors, but the main things is number one, their blood pH is too acidic, or their blood pH is too alkaline. If your blood pH is too alkaline, you can get alkalosis and you can get sick. Okay. If your blood pH is too low, you can get acidosis and you can get sick. You must make sure that it's optimally at a pH of 7.35, right? That's what your body strives to maintain. Also, pH in other areas of your body, the pH of your stomach is very low, right? The pH of your skin is acidic. Then you have your colon pH. Then you have your mouth pH. The pH of all these areas, your hair has a pH. All these pH areas must be in balance, okay? Most people eat a very acidic diet, so that's why you compensate for it from drinking. Like me, I drink a lot of alkaline water, but I don't drink excessively alkaline water, and I try to avoid alkaline water that's been fortified, right? You always want to make sure that the alkaline water is derived from a aquifer or artesian spring or something of that nature, and you want to make sure that the pH is never higher than 8.8. I would say 8.8 should be like the highest, and you should only drink 8.8 if you are sick, right? Until you're healed and whole again. But the optimal pH would be like Fiji water, which goes anywhere from 7.6, 7.7 to I would say about 8.4. So you want to stay into that range of 7.6 to 8.4 and make sure the water that you get is not fortified water. Make sure the water that you get, if you're able to get it, comes from an artesian spring, all right? That has the minerals that's naturally occurring. They call it TDM, total dissolved minerals, all right? And they actually call these things pollutants, or they call them, I forgot the term that they use. But when they actually give you the water, they actually remove these things out the water and they fortify it with like potassium salts and things of that nature. But one thing that I want to show you, shout out to Knowledge Proof. Thank you for the donation. I truly appreciate that. So the best vitamins to get are organic, whole food sourced vitamins. if the vitamin that you have, and I'm gonna show you the brands. If the vitamin that you have does not say organic, whole food source, get rid of it. Also, there's another brand that I used to take in the past, and I realized that they were getting a lot of the vitamins from yeast, and I was like, oh no, can't do that. Can't do that. But I'm gonna give you guys my suggestions in regards to whole food vitamins. If you have your daily value percentage of vitamins and minerals, every vitamin and every mineral, I'm telling you right now that almost 70% of the ailments that you face will go away simply off of that. The objective is to get these things from food, but a lot of times people are unable to get it from their food because when you eat a lot of food, sometimes it's hard to tell, well, how much am I really getting? You want to get these supplements, right? Now, the ones that I recommend, I'm gonna show you the brands that I recommend. The first one is from a brand called My Kind Organics from Garden of Life. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all what this looks like. I'll touch on a little bit of help, and we're gonna jump back into Israelite culture and stuff like that. But I know this is for somebody. Somebody's watching that's probably sick or have a sick loved one, and they just want a couple of tips in order to point them in the right direction or whatever. So I'm gonna do that for y'all. All right, no charge. All right, and this goes to the people that donate. All right. So I'm gonna show you this. So this is the first one I want to show you. All right, the first brand I recommend. They have one for men and they have one for women. All right. Never, if you see anything on there that says absorbent acid, get rid of it. Anytime you see absorbic acid, run away from it. It's synthetic. Your body has a hard time catalyzing it and absorbing it. And most of the time it gets flushed right out. All right. A lot of synthetic stuff do not make it past the gastrointestinal tract. All right. Sometimes if it does, it makes its way to the liver and the liver flushes it out or the kidney flushes it out. Right. But this brand right here, My Kind Organic, certified organic whole food. All right, once daily, whole food multivitamin, USDA organic, non-GMO product verified, 60 vegan tablets. Okay, and the reason why you want to get vegan tablets because some tablets use gelatin. All right, gelatin can possibly be sourced from pork, even though they can also source it from bovine, items as well. Bovine meaning cattle or whatever. But you want it to say organic whole food. Garden of Life, My Kind Organics is one of the best brands that I recommend when it comes to whole food vitamins. All right. Another brand that's really good that I recommend is this one right here. It's called Natural. Right. Let me show y'all this one. And I'm showing you. Listen. They have it for men and women. The ones I'm showing you right now, just showing is for women. But let me show it to y'all real quick. All right. Here's the other one. Let me show y'all this one. All right. The other one here is Natural Premium Supplements, Whole Food Multivitamin, right, for women, 120 vegetarian capsules. The other one's vegan. This is vegetarian. Again, anything to avoid any kind of porcine or any kind of pork or gelatin. All right. This is another brand. All right. And you can get all of these from Amazon. Okay. Also, always check the expiration date as well because these things have a shelf life. All right. This is organic, right? Now, the last brand I want to show y'all is one more brand. The last one is called Nutrigold, right? Let me show you this one. Let me grab it. This one is called Nutrigold. And my favorite out of all of them is going to be the Nutrigold or the My Life, right? By Garden of Life, right? The Nature Flow is good, but that one is good, but you don't really see the emblems on there for like USDA organic and stuff like that. And they use vegetarian capsules and so forth. So I don't believe it's as potent. The Nutrigold and the My Life Organics, those I know is certified, right? And they've helped me on countless times just by taking them. My health has improved dramatically. Also, a lot of people have shortages in adrenaline. Your adrenal glands can be exacerbated, right? And there's a regimen that I have for that as well. But anyway, let me show you guys this Nutrigold Mind you, they have men and women's. I'm just showing you the women's one right now because I just grabbed it. Okay, so let me show this to y'all real quick. It's the third supplement, and again, you can get all of these from Amazon. Some of these you can get from Whole Foods, right? Whole Foods or Sprouts or something like that, or a natural food store. The other one here is Nutrigold, right? Organic, non-GMO, right? USDA organic and non-GMO certified. All right, these use vegan capsules as well. All right, so let me show y'all. Let me show y'all so you can see. See, you see where it says whole food blend, whole food blend, whole food blend. This microalgae is fine. If they derive it from algae, I'm cool with it, right? Whole food blend, whole food blend, whole food blend. This is what you want to see in your multivitamin. If it does not see, if you do not see that, get rid of it, return it, all right? Because I'm telling you, you'd be like, man, I'm taking my vitamins, I'm still sick. Yeah, because your body's not able to catalyze any of that. But look where it's getting a lot of these things from. You see all these organic sources? This is where it's getting all of those vitamins and minerals from. Okay. So that's extremely important. A lot of you guys might be taking vitamins and wondering why it's not working. It's because, you know, they're sourcing it from the wrong places. A lot of it is synthetic. You know, you're not going to get results if it's synthetic, you know. So hopefully that helps somebody. I don't know if that helps somebody out there. You know, if you guys enjoyed that, hit one. Let me know if that helped you. Just hit one. Yeah, I know, right, King Kosher? And I was looking at some organic gummies as well, and even they have gelatin in it. I was like, ah. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this health, you know. Kwaku, if your diet is trash, I'm going to tell you some simple things you can do to restore it, right? You want to do a detox. I'm going to show you how you can purchase something to do a detox, right? And you don't have to do it every day. You want to make sure that you drink your pH water anywhere from 7.6 to 8.4. And you want to get one of those organic whole food multivitamins. If you can do these three things, get the water up to par, get the detox by way of greens. I'm going to show you that in a second. And get this multivitamin, then your health will improve. And I like to give people these, and I don't want to call it shortcuts because I don't want people to be lazy when it comes to health, because sometimes I may slack once in a while when it comes to my health as well. But if you have these things and you exercise, you need to make sure you get enough oxygen and make sure that your body is continuously active. It's positive stress that you place on the body when you exercise, right? So any kind of exercise, even if it's walking, right? Walk. Even if you live in an apartment, go up and down the steps, you know what I'm saying? Or you can put on some kind of dance videos and do some dance routines in the house, or, you know, or do some light jogging, or even with the kids, you can pick the kids up, you know, and exercise with them. You know what I'm saying? So you want to make sure your exercise is good. Make sure your pH water is on point. All right. Make sure you get this detox that I'm about to show you, these green detox, and make sure you get these organic whole food vitamins. And if you can get these things and purchase these things that will last you for at least 30 days and take these things as well as the exercise and drink this water, then your health will improve. All right. You ain't got to spend hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars. You don't have to do that. You understand what I'm saying? All right. I'm glad y'all like that. All right. So if you don't like vegetables, that's fine. That's why you can get these supplements, because they derived a lot of these vitamins and minerals from vegetables or greens or other elements, in which you don't actually have to chew the vegetables. And I'm gonna tell you, some people have an issue with eating greens, right? And I realize that a lot of that has happened because children have been traumatized and spoiled with sugars at a young age, and their parents have not exposed them to greens at a young age or growing up. So a lot of times that's why in their older age, their taste buds are not suited to, you know, chew and eat greens. You know what I'm saying? You know, me, I love salads, right? But in the past, I've never used to like salad. But it wasn't until I stepped my game up back in 2009, about 9 years ago, that I started taking my health seriously, and I started to integrate salads into my diet. My favorite type of salads is chopped salads. Like, I'll eat regular salads, but I love chopped salad, right? And chopped salad is the less work on the gastrointestinal tract to break it down and to pull it into the bloodstream, all right? So I'm just giving y'all some tips, man. So suggestions for diabetes. All right. So Nieces Pieces, in regards to diabetes, two major issues when it comes to diabetes. You either have insulin resistant cells, or your body, your pancreas is not producing enough insulin, right? So you either have a shortage of insulin, or you have a normal amount of insulin, or even a high amount of insulin, but the cells are not responding and pulling in the glucose, right? Or the blood glucose. So there's two different ways to address these things. You have to find out whether you have insulin resistance or whether your body's not producing enough insulin. Insulin is almost like a hormone, and pretty much what it does is it tells the cells in the body, hey, there's available blood glucose, take it in. So you guys go through a process of ATP, and you can commence glucose oxidation or glycolysis in the cell, because one happens in the mitochondria, one happens in the cytosol. And this way, the cells can have energy to do what it needs to do. If your body has insulin resistance, it's because the cell membranes are hardened and they're not permeable, and the body's unable to pull in the cells are not unable to pull in the right amount of blood glucose, and therefore you'll start to have issues with various organs of the body, right? Now, if it's a deficit of insulin, that means that the body is not getting the message that there's all this available blood sugar and it's not pulling it in. Hence, you get the same kind of effect, right? So when you go and you get diagnosed, you want to see, hey, do I have insulin resistance, or is it a lack or a deficiency of insulin? And once you figure out those two things, you know whether or not to work on the cells permeability or work on the pancreas itself in order to encourage the pancreas to produce insulin. And guess what? We have a regimen for that. Naturopathic eating, we have a regimen for that. If those of you want to make supplemental income, you can join our referral program for naturopathic eating. And all you do is refer people to our program. Once people sign up for the services, you get 30% of that sale, right? And people who want to be consultants, we will train you to do these things as well. And you will use naturopathic eating as a franchisee. You'll be a franchise of naturopathic eating and go out and commence these things, but also consult with the naturopathic eating core group in order to see what the initiatives are, what the protocols are going forward if things change, etc. Right? It's like having like a McDonald's or something like that. Yeah, smoothies also. I went to Smoothie King early today. The reason why I like Smoothie King is because they're switching over a lot of their stuff to being organic, whole food, and everything like that. So when you go to now I'm talking about not one of the kiosks, I'm talking about like a real Smoothie King. You'll see they had a chart. I'm gonna take a picture next week. I'll take a picture and show you guys what I'm talking about. All the changes they made from 2013 to 2018, the transition over to the ingredients they use and they source for their smoothie. So I have one today. So I got the certain additives. I got a protein additive in it. I got a probiotic additive in it. I got a dietary blend additive in it. I got the multivitamin additive in it. I got the probiotics additive in it. And I add like 6 additives in it. If I'm working out or whatever, I'll get the replenish additive. I'll get the energy boost additive. So, that's that. So what was I? Oh, so diabetes. So our regimen will either address the pancreas or it will address the insulin resistance. So something if you have insulin resistance, what you want to do is that you want your cells to be more permeable, which means through diffusion, they're able to pull in the available blood glucose and any other nutrients that's in the bloodstream. There are certain things you can take. One of the things you can take is inositol, right? So inositol is a supplement that you can get, and what this does is that it helps to make the cells more permeable to pull in available nutrients as well as blood glucose. And inositol is great. And the second one is MSM, which is typically a naturally occurring sulfur. It's also good for joint pain. If you have joint pain or rheumatoid arthritis, MSM or sulfonimethane. Always trip me out. It's a long name. But MSM and inositol will help with permeability of the cell wall. All right, so those are two things you either want to be able to get naturally occurring from your foods, or just make sure that your multivitamin has those two ingredients as well. All right, you also want to make sure they're sourced from whole foods or natural sources and they're not synthetic. All right, but those two things can help with cell wall, cell membrane, not cell wall, that's plants, cell membrane permeability for people who have insulin resistance. All right, so hopefully that helps. Hopefully that helps, family. All right. Yes, inositol and MSM. Let me put the entire name for it up there so you guys can see what that is. So yeah, we have regimens for people that have rheumatoid arthritis, There you go. And a lot of our regimens are designed to help to regenerate cells, right? Like heart tissue cells, liver tissue cells, kidney tissue cells. So I'm telling you, the amount of research I do on restorative health, regenerative health, when a tissue or organ goes bad, how do you restore those cells? I think I figured it out, family. I think I figured it out. I think I figured it out. And like I said, it took years and hours of research, but I think I figured it out. When I say I think I figured it out, because I've had 79% success rate. Okay. Where in some instances, like organs were like destroyed and we helped to restore them. So, I'll start to put, when the Naturopathic Eden channel comes up, you'll see a lot of testimonials. This is why I had to get a new video editor, video producer, so that way we can have testimonials up on the channel. So you can see people will show you their report from the doctor, the diagnosis, the prognosis, and then after we do the consultation, the success. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want to promote in the community. Shout out to my brother Dwayne Davis. Thank you so much, Ak, for the donation. It will go a long way to research development and the people that need it, and also the other initiatives for KHM as well. So thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate the donation. So that's it for health now, unless you have another question on health. Otherwise, I'm going to transition and I'm going to move on to dealing with some Israelite culture. I'm going to give you another 15, 20 minutes of my time. And then I'm going to try to enjoy the rest of my Sabbath while I'm still up. I'm going to prepare before the sun rises. But if you have another quick question in regards to health, if I know it off the top of the dome, I'll tell you. If not, then I can follow up at a later time. Oh, I'm sorry. The detox. Microgreens is extremely important. You're right. Adaya Yisrael. I did a lecture called, matter of fact, let me show you. Let me post a lecture in here for y'all. It's called A Template for a Template. Let me get this for y'all real quick. It's called A Template for Building the Black Community, Part 1. And in it, there's a section where I deal with health. I also even talk about how, if some of you guys have EBT, I don't know, some people are ashamed for having EBT. I say, listen, EBT should only be a crutch until you can learn how to walk again. So you use it in the interim if you need the resources to take care of your home. I never bang on anybody that needs the resource to take care of home. And if anybody talks bad about you having EBT, ask them, hey, look, I'm only having this because I'm trying to look for a way to establish, funding for my household. If you can provide those fundings, then I'll get off of EBT. If you cannot, or provide me a solution or put me in the right direction, then, how are you to judge me? But anyway, what I was showing is that EBT is accepted at a lot of Whole Foods, where you can go to Whole Foods, use your EBT card, and get a lot of healthy foods. A lot of our people didn't even realize that. And the reason why is because a lot of Whole Foods are not in Black and Hispanic neighborhoods, right? So a lot of those people who get those EBT cards, or what people will call food stamps or any kind of governmental assistance, WIC or whatever, they never think, hey, I can take this and go into Whole Foods and buy stuff there. Yes, you can. So a lot of you who are not aware of it, go to your local Whole Foods. If it's not in your immediate community, go outside your community, look for Whole Foods on Google Maps and see what products use WIC, what products use EBT, because a lot of Whole Foods, they have to allow it, or they do allow it, right? We know Amazon has taken over Whole Foods now. But in that video I did way back in 2015, I told people about this, and I showed them. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me see if I can show you. Let me show you this article, right? I'm gonna put it in the chat. And again, hopefully this helps somebody, hopefully this helps somebody. I'm gonna get back to the detox, right? But I talk about these microgreens in that lecture. So you want to click on that. What that shows you in that link right there, it tells you about, matter of fact, let me show it, because some people who watch this video may not have been part of the live stream. So, all right. So here's an article called First Quarter Finance. Does Whole Foods accept EBT, food stamps, SNAP plus WIC? And it says kind of, right? But when you read it, you'll see the limitations and what it is you can. If you follow the SNAP and WIC guidelines, you'll find that shopping for items using government benefits is really no different from any other trip to the grocery store. While your government issue balance may not go as far as Whole Foods as it would at stores with lower prices, if you're hoping to purchase healthier snacks, specialty foods, or groceries for those with food allergies or other specialty dietary needs, you'll find Whole Foods a welcome option. And it goes into a lot of those details for you here. All right. So again, go to Whole Foods, see what items you can purchase using food stamps or EBT, SNAP, and WIC, and take advantage of it, family. Take advantage of it. All right. One of the best reparations you can get is using governmental assistance to buy healthy foods and supplements for you, yourself, your family. Okay. Also, what I did when I was out there when I did that lecture, I showed them how we can go and pull together our EBT resources and go into Whole Foods, natural health food stores that take it and purchase up from these stores seeds, and not just seeds, other items, again, that deal with food allergies, so forth, and stockpile it in the community so it can be readily available for everybody. And 2 communities today is using that initiative. 2 communities today is using that initiatives. And I would think that more people would actually care about these lectures that I do, but these lectures unfortunately don't get the most promotion. I'm not gonna say for me, but from other people. But it's invaluable. You know what I'm saying? These lectures are invaluable because I give you a game plan on how to do certain things. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna post it in the chat so that way y'all have it. There you go, family. All right, there's the link right there. Okay, that's to the lecture called A Template for Building the Black Community, Part 1. And I go into nutrient dense greens. And I say, if you're going to spend money on foods, make sure it's foods that are nutrient dense. And I go over what those nutrient dense foods are. Let me see if I can get the time mark on this. I go into community civics. I tell you which greens and what herbs to get. I teach about greenhouses, the benefits of growing a garden. I mean, just go back and check that whole, just watch the whole lecture. It's called Template for Building a Black Community, Part 1. I posted a link in the group. Go back and check out that lecture, man. Very invaluable information in there, right? That most people have overlooked. So hopefully y'all enjoy that. All right. Y'all can definitely check that out. Yes, microgreens can be grown in your kitchen if you don't have a backyard, or you can put it on a windowsill as well. Also, herbs. If you go back and watch that lecture, I tell you the best herbs that you can purchase the seeds, and seeds are cheap, and you can plant those yourself. You can get small pots, plant them in, and plant it yourself. In a future video, I'll show you some of the microgreens and herbs that I grow as well. Also, in the community that I live in, we have a vegetable garden where we can grow these things and go and pick it ourselves and so forth, right? But anyway, that's enough in regards to that. Let me show you guys for alkalizing and detoxing, right? One of my favorite brands to use. Let me go back to Amazon. All right, let me get it for you. Here it is. Let me put this on here. All right. So, Amazing Grass, Green, Superfood, Alkalizing Detox, Organic Plant-Based Powder with wheatgrass and greens, flavor Simply Pure. So, this does not have the best taste, but you mix it in with grape juice, you mix it in with apple juice, you mix it in with strawberry puree, put it in a smoothie. But if you want to alkalize and detox, to anybody out there who health is poor and can't really afford to be purchasing greens every day to eat, this is the next best thing, right? Now, this Amazing Grass, their green superfood line, I am a fan of it. All right. And I even spelled this wrong. Crazy. I'm a fan of it. My favorites are this one right here for energy, right? This is the watermelon flavored one with yerba mate and matcha green tea for energy. And that's my second favorite. The lemon lime one is also a good one. My first favorite, I don't see it here. The Raw Reserve is another offshoot of Amazing Grass. My favorite, where's it at? Hold on, I'm gonna have to type it in. My favorite is right here. Here you go. The immunity one. This is my favorite one right here. I actually got this. Matter of fact, let me show you. I got it in my fridge right now. All right, let me show it to y'all on camera since I have it. And it's easy to access. Right, so here it is right here. Amazing grass green superfood for immunity. All right. This is, I mean, it's excellent, man. Excellent. Plant-based, non-GMO, no sugar added, gluten-free. Also, gluten. People that have gluten allergies. Now, the reason why a lot of people develop a gluten allergy is because they're exposed to grains and seeds and nuts at a very early age, cereals, oats. You never want to give a child any kind of oats or grains under 6 months. Okay, don't mix it in their milk, because when you add the synthetic milk that they're drinking and then you give them the cereal on top of it, more than likely, and immunization, inoculation on top of that, vaccinations, more than likely they will develop a gluten allergy later on in life. Okay, there's ways to work against gluten allergies, but to anybody who's who's going to be a parent in the future, that's pregnant now, that has a newborn, do not give them any cereals. I know a lot of times doctors will tell you, well, give them cereals, and the reason why is to bloat their stomach, because when water and cereal mix, almost like water and bread, it flares up. And they tell you to give it to them because a lot of times it'll soothe the baby's stomach and they go to sleep. If you want to soothe the baby's stomach, the best thing to give them, let me show it to you. Let me show it to you. You want to give them this, right? If you have a baby that's restless, you want to get 2 items, all right? One is a probiotics, and the best brand that I like is called Mommy's Bliss, right? I think is it Mother's Bliss? Mommy's Bliss? Mommy's Bliss. Yeah, I'm right. So you want to get this. Let me show you here. I'm gonna show you the 2 things that you want to get, okay? You want to get these probiotic drops, right? It's extremely important for this child to have probiotics in their diet. Sometimes the child can get it through the breast milk, but a lot of times if the mother can't breastfeed, you want to make sure they're getting their dose of probiotics, because if they're not, you're going to have a lot of issues. A lot of allergies, going to develop a lot of issues, because 70% of your T cell count is right there in the gastrointestinal tract, because it's one of the organs that make contact with the outside world. And anytime you have an organ that makes contact with the outside world, it is laden with white blood cells. All right. So you want to get these 2 things, right? I'm going to show you these 2 things you want to get. If you can avoid cereals, if you want to give them cereals, wait till they're at least anywhere from 8 months on, or 1 year old is preferable, right? Anything under that, it could be a potential for them developing a gluten allergy in the future. And I have articles on that, on gluten allergy development and how it develops. But let me show y'all this real quick. Hold on, let me show y'all this real quick. Right. So you want to get this Mommy's Bliss. I love this brand, right? Used it myself. Probiotic drops. All right. It helps with diarrhea, gas, constipation. All right. So a lot of babies, they have colic, right? And colic is because gas can be trapped in the intestinal wall or just in the gastrointestinal tract. It can be due to a lack of probiotics in their body, issues with the digestive system. So to avoid colic, you want to get these probiotic drops, right? And the second thing you want to get is, let me pull it up for y'all. Second thing y'all want to get is this right here. All right, y'all want to get some of this. And I prefer the drops, right? Because the one I show you, probiotic one, is for drops. Here's another one that you can get as well. Let me show it to y'all. Right? It's called gripe water. All right. This also helps with gas, colic, fussiness, and hiccups. All right. No parabens in it, no alcohol, no dyes. All right. So Mommy's brand is one of my Mommy's Bliss, excuse me, is one of my favorite brands when it comes to this. Make sure you want to have gripe water and make sure you want to have probiotics. And that will help the child with colic. And that's what causes the child to have issues. Also, hiccuping. If you see the child's hiccuping, more than likely they'll have colic issues, right? So you don't have to use the excuse that doctors say or people say, oh, you want to mix cereal? No, stay away from cereals, oats, and grains. You know what I'm saying? Stay away from that. All right. When they're at a young age, because later on in age they will develop a gluten allergy. All right. So I don't know who this is for, but let me switch over. Right. Spirulina is one of my favorite microgreens, or it's not really a microgreen per se, but spirulina is extremely nutrient dense. All right. I mean, it helps with memory. It helps with boost the immune system. I mean, it's a what they called a cyanobacteria. All right. But man, it has proteins in it, minerals in it, just like Irish moss. I love Irish moss as well. Red marine algae. Anybody that suffers from HSV 1 or 2, which is herpes simplex virus 1 or 2, or just anybody who's ever had chicken pox in your life. If you've had chicken pox in your life, you have herpes in your body. Red marine algae and L-lysine are two of the best supplements you can get for HSV. And nobody in a group, I mean, nobody's really going to admit publicly that they have, herpes. You know what I'm saying? Just like most people probably won't admit that they have a lot of different ailments. But if you have it, I'm just putting it out there to help you out. Moringa, spirulina, chlorella, all of these things are great sources that will help you in regards to various ailments that you have. But like I said, people have HSV. You want to get some red marine algae, and you also want to get some L-lysine, okay? And you want to avoid any kind of L-arginine. All right. L-arginine can actually cause a triggering effect of herpes simplex virus. Okay. So hopefully that helped. But like I said, I'm hoping this is helping y'all out. So let me put this thing up real quick before it gets spoiled. Give me a second. Sorry, fam. I was just eating something. I'm a little hungry, so didn't want it to be munching in your ear. Let me show y'all. Remember I was telling you about the water? You want to make sure your water is sourced from, this one is from a natural spring. All right. So make sure it's from an artesian spring, a natural spring, whatever the case may be. This pH is 8.4, which I would say anywhere from 7.6 from like Fiji water to 8.4 is the optimal range of water to drink. You don't want to get the ones that's like 9.5, 10, or 12. That's 12 is ridiculous, right? They have some that's called Alkalife, and sometimes they go up to like 10. That's OD. You can get alkalosis and get sick over that. So I wouldn't recommend that unless you go to the doctor and the doctor said that your body is extremely acidic. Then you probably want to do that, but only for a short sprint. For every day to maintain your health, make sure the pH is 7.6 to 8.4. Right? Thank me later for it. All right. All right. So autism I see somebody mention autism. Um, and I'm gonna move on from here. I have an article on that. I want to show y'all real quick. Hold on, let me get it. Um, Now I don't have a regimen for autism yet. Um, that's something that I have to work on. I don't have one yet. So there's certain ailments that I have regimens on, certain ones that I don't. I've researched and looked into some of these things, but not to the point where I develop. Once I develop a regimen, that means I thoroughly understand what the ailment, disease, or whatever the case is. If I don't have a regimen for it yet, that I still need more studying, and I still need more experimentation, right? Um, but yes, autism is prevalent. There's an article I want to show y'all. Um, I got this article years ago, and it put me on the right direction. And let me see if I could find. Let me see if I could find this for you. Um, yeah, can't find the article. Um, but when I do find it, I will post it. I don't have it right now, but when I do find it, I'll post it. But it deals with autism, how it's acquired, how it develops, and also some things you could do for it. Like I said, I haven't had anybody that I treated that had autism, and I haven't done the extensive research necessary in order to develop a regimen for autism. So that's still a work in progress. Um, but once I find this article, if I don't share it on this live stream, I'll share it on a future live stream. You can start getting an idea of what autism is, how it's developed, and some things that you can attempt to do in regards to it. But it's extremely complex, extremely complex. And I believe that vaccinations contribute to it. Uh, it's not the sole pathos for it, but it contributes to it. But the pharmaceutical industry says, "Oh no, there's no connection between autism and vaccinations." But anyway, I'm going to show you some information there. I don't have any of that right now on me. I can't find my folder that I have autism in. I got to look for it. It's been a while since I looked into that. But I personally don't have any regimens for that yet. So that's something that I will have to work on in the future. All right. So hopefully, you know where I'm at in regards to that. I haven't heard of that. I never heard of the Sunrise program before. Daryl Yahoo. Shout out to Daryl Yahoo, Ben, Dora in the building. Um, I have never heard of that before. I will definitely look into that. That's really interesting. I'll definitely look into that. But thank you for sharing that. All right. So let's move forward. Like I said, I want to do a few more minutes and let me get off of here. Now, if y'all have any questions in regards to Israelite culture, scripture, anthropology in regards to Israel, apologetics in regards to Israel, and our community, our culture, I'm gonna take maybe about 2 or 3 questions and then I'm out of here. All right. But I hope you all enjoyed that, information in regards to health. Yes, Dwayne, I touched on that. That will take place next Wednesday or next Thursday at 9 p.m. I'll give you all the details as soon as I find out about it, but it'll be next Wednesday or next Thursday at 9 p.m. It's going to be on Maccabees TV. All right. What's that? Okay. So Acts 11 and 26. So let me go ahead and shout out to my brother Malak Lorenzo Amadis in the building. Go check out the brother's channel. Your brother makes awesome, awesome music. He's done a few for KHM because he's part of KHM. So he did a few tracks with KHM. So go and support my brother out there, putting in that work with that music, man. Brother's really creative. He be throwing songs together like overnight. You know what I'm saying? The shout out to my brother right there. Now, just looking, great question about the Natufians and the Israelites. You have to go back and look at the Minority Report. I deal with that in the Minority Report. Let me put that. Let me put that in the Minority Report. Put the video up there. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and drop it off in there. So go back and look at the Minority Report. Go back and watch that again. And after you watch, oh, Black Ab, you did? If you got some tracks, send it to me. All right, Black Ab. Let me check. Let me take a look at it. Shout out to my brother Michael Pug in the building. Thank you so much for the donation, Aki. I appreciate that. All right, King Kosher, hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. Let me deal with the Acts 11 first. All right. But to just look and click on that link that I posted for the Minority Report and just check it out. All right. Reliable Andrew, let's just say I'm in my 30s. All right. We're going to keep it like that. I'm not going to give no additional details. All right. I like for people to assume that I'm in my 20s. All right. That works. But truth be told, I'm in my 30s. I'm not going to tell you where in my 30s I'm at, but I'm in my 30s. All right. We're going to leave it at that. But anyway. All right. So let's deal with these things, right? So first and foremost, let me deal with let me see. Hold on, family. Hold on. All right, so let me deal with Acts 11 first. Then somebody asked me, is Paul a heretic? I'm not gonna comment on that, right? Only because I spoke on that kind. I don't call him a heretic. What I'll say is that he had a distinct purpose that was separate from what the other disciples of Yahushua had. I'm just gonna leave it at that. All right. He had a different audience, a different approach, a different higher Christology and all this other stuff. He's a different he segued into something totally different, right? But like I said, if you're an Israelite, then you know the weight of what he teaches or promotes does not weigh on you, right? So that's neither here nor there, right? But like I said, there's always great information in the things that he taught, and I've learned a lot from things he taught. But I do not equate it to the words of Yahushua, or even greater than both would be Torah. All right, because everything has to line up with Torah and then the prophets and everything else, right? But let me deal with Acts 11:26. I want to point on two things, and I've dealt with this before going into Acts, but I'll deal with it again, right? So let's go to let me go to Acts chapter 11. I'm gonna read this for you guys. We're gonna go to Acts chapter 11, verse 19, and we're gonna get into the Saul, the Shaul situation, right? So Acts chapter 11, verse 19. This is extremely important. I pointed this out in the past. I'll point it out again. Acts chapter 11, verse 19 says, so then those who were scattered because of the persecution that occurred in connection with Stephen made their way to Phoenicia and Cyprus and Antioch, speaking the word to no one except the Jews alone. Now, why would that be the case if they were supposed to go and bring this message to the four corners of the earth and all the Gentile nations and so forth? I don't understand that. That makes absolutely no sense to me, right? So if they knew the Great Commission was to go to the Goyim or the nations and bring this message of the kingdom, then why did they only go to their own people? Interesting. Seems like they're following exactly what Yahushua told them in Matthew chapter 10, Matthew chapter 10. That's what it sounds like. But interestingly, let's jump down to that verse that you're talking about. And we're going to get context, all right? Let me continue to read verse 19 on, and you'll get the context. Let me know what stands out as I read this, right? But there were some of the men of Cyprus and Cyrene, the areas in which they went to their own people. They decided, listen, they decided to bring the message to the Greek. They did, not the individuals of the apostles who went out to their own people, but the other Jews, quote unquote, that they met in those regions and Cyprus and Cyrene, they decided to go themselves and bring the message to the Gentiles. All right, keep paying attention. And the hand of, hold on, the hand of the Lord was with them, and a large number who believed turned to the Lord. Now, of course, you're going to see this here because this is being written by Luke, who is believed to be a Gentile physician, right? According to the church father's testimony, right? Let's keep reading. The news about them reached the ears of the ecclesia at Jerusalem, and they sent Barnabas off to Antioch. So now, what did the apostles do when they saw that other men, other Jews in these regions decided they didn't want to bring this message to the Greeks, not the inner circle group, the ones that they brought the message to decided they want to bring the message to somebody else. They said, yo, we got to investigate this. So they sent Barnabas to Antioch to go and investigate what's going on. Then when he arrived and witnessed the grace of El, he rejoiced and began to encourage them all with resolute heart to remain true to the Lord, for he was a good man, full of the Ruach HaKodesh and of faith. In considerable numbers, were brought to the Lord, it says. And he left for Tarsus to look for Shaul, and when he had found him, he brought him to Antioch. And for an entire year, they met with the ecclesia and taught considerable numbers, and the disciples were first called Christians at Antioch. So what disciples were at Antioch that was called Christians or Messianics? That's the question. Now, remember, when you go into Paul's Christology, he had a high Christological view of Yahusha. And then that also would have influenced the other Jews that the core disciples or the core apostles had spoken to, who then went to the Gentiles. And that would also be Paul or Shaul and Barnabas and their group, because then they all would have a high Christological view. So they would be the ones that would be called Messianics, or they want to be called Christians, if you want to say it's Christians or whatever, right? That group, not the apostles or the original disciples, but the disciples that the apostles discipled that went and brought the message to the Greeks, and then Barnabas, who was supposed to go back and report to the brethren that sent him to go investigate. He never went back. He stayed with Paul. It's deep, family. It's deep. But anyway, so, and then it goes on to say, now at this time, some prophets came down from Jerusalem to Antioch, etc., right? So that explains that situation. Hopefully I touched on that. All right. Now, I see something else in there. Anytime, my brother Kwaku, thank you for joining us like always. All right. All right, no problem, Shawnee. I appreciate your assistance. All right. All right. So that question about the baptism is extremely important. I address it in 2 lectures, right? But I know y'all probably don't want to go back and look at the lectures. One of them is called Are All Sins Created Equal? Well, actually 3 lectures. The second one is called The Patriarchal Priesthood in the Bible Unveiled, Part 2. And the third one is Capital Punishment, Human Sacrifice for the Atonement of Sins in the Bible, right? Now, I'm going to put up the playlist for y'all. So y'all have the playlist. Let me give y'all my playlist. And in that playlist, I have those lectures in that playlist, right? There we go. This is it right here. Let me share this playlist with y'all. It goes into detail in regards to immersion or baptism. So, whoa, that's crazy. It won't even let me post a link in my own chat. I don't understand what's going on. Let me try it again. There we go. That was weird. All right. So anyway, so to answer your question, Dero Yahoo Ben Dora says, I've been doing so some research in regard to whether immersing, aka baptism, as being part of Native Israelite culture, and it is not from my research. What are your thoughts concerning that? So baptism or immersion is connected to priesthood duties, right? Before Aaron and his sons can go and minister, they have to wash in the in the laver, in the basin that was created. So they have to fully immerse themselves before they can perform any priesthood duties. Okay. Whenever somebody was unclean, they also had to immerse themselves in living water, which just means running water. So immersion in that sense, from being unclean to getting clean, that is a form of immersion or baptism, right? But full immersion took place in regards to the priesthood duties. Now, immersion, the reason why I subscribe to immersion today is because I'm part of the Melchizedek order. If you are part of the Melchizedek order, which are the people that are taking up the mantle left behind by Yahusha to go out and do this work on behalf of the community, because everybody who's chosen has not been chosen to do that task. They get baptized because their objective is to continue on with the priesthood duties of the Melchizedek order. So when we look at the Dead Sea Scrolls, this developed. When we look at the so-called New Testament, Brit Hadashah, baptism was a way of cleansing, spiritually cleansing the initiate, so that way they can go perform priesthood duties. When you go back and look at those 3 lectures I told you about, I go in depth and I explain all those details for you. All right, so you want to go back and check those things out. But baptism, again, the reason why I promote it is going, of course, to the Melchizedek order, which is part of the patriarchal priesthood that existed before Abraham was on the scene. I did a whole lecture on that. And being that I'm part of the Melchizedek order and people around me are immersed or initiated into the Melchizedek order, immersion and baptism is necessary for that. But I also explain what baptism is, which a lot of people don't understand what it is. And if you go back and look at those lectures, I go in depth in detail on those. All right. So hopefully that helped. All right. Yeah, immersion and washing is different. So immersion, again, that's for priesthood duties. Washing is for cleansing. It's 2 separate things, right? But they also are intertwined when it comes to the Melchizedek order, because repentance is connected to the immersion process, because you must have a clear conscience towards Yah before you can be inducted into this Melchizedek priesthood order. All right. So you're asking to show you one place off the dome in the Dead Sea Scrolls that point to this. When you say this, are you talking about immersion? Because there's immersion rituals in the Dead Sea Scrolls. So I can't tell you off the top of my head what the Dead Sea Scroll number and designation is. But you can, it's a simple, you can look it up. You can look it up. It's a baptism scroll. If I have to actually look in my Dead Sea Scroll library and see their act of ritualistic immersion and the purpose behind it, right? So I ain't gonna be able to find it right now. I can look for it. Let me see if I can find it. I can look for it. Let me see if I can find it. I have to find it. I know I have it in the book that I had. Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head. I'll have to look for it. That's a great question. The baptism hymn is there too. There's another one aside from the baptism hymn. I'd have to look for it. I'd have to look for it for you, Daryl Yahoo. You ask great questions too. Kingdom Lyrics. Send me the link. Post the link for that, Malak, in the group. All right. King Kosher. No, they did not. No, they did not. So Daryl Yahoo Ben Dora, you want to do a discussion, right, with me? I think that's what you're requesting. And I think you want to discuss in regards to, because you subscribe to a lot of the Dead Sea Scrolls content from the Quran community. Also, what I would encourage people who are interested in the Quran community, was responsible for producing the Dead Sea Scrolls, is to actually look at a lot of the archaeology outside of the actual text themselves. You can look at things such as the wooden combs that they left behind, or the wooden bowls that they created, or the pottery that they made, and the cloths that they left behind, and cooking pots and stuff like that. All of this stuff tells a really interesting story when it comes to leather sandals and stuff like that, when it comes to the actual community themselves, and not just what you read in the manuscripts, because I like to give a holistic understanding when it comes to anthropology. I don't just use the literature alone to explain what happens, or I don't just use archaeology alone to explain what happens, or just history alone. I like to encompass and put aggregate all these things together, so that way we can get a holistic outlook and perspective on what actually occurred and what actually took place. All right. Well, they heard a sound, but they cannot discern what the voice is. Remember, Luke was the traveling companion of Paul, so that was Paul's man. He put Paul in a very positive light in the book of Acts. All right, so you got to keep that in mind as well. All right. Shamaraya Haya says, how do I research who the people are now who are named in the genealogies? Which genealogy are you talking about? You talking about Genesis 10? Or are you talking about the Israelite genealogies? Let me know. All right, I'm gonna take one more question, then I'm out of here. One more question, then I'm out. Dero Yahoo, I would love for you to go look at those lectures. The patriarchal priesthood in the Bible, all sins created equal, and capital punishment, human sacrifice for the atonement of sin in the Bible. Check those things out. All right. I know King Kosher, it's all good. It's all love. It's all love. It's all love. Yes, it's Georgie. I've heard of astrotheology, and a lot of pseudos like to utilize astrotheology as a means to explaining why the Bible was written. The only issue with that is, if the Bible is based purely off of astrotheology, then we won't find any kind of archaeological attestations to what is witnessed or experienced or read in the text in the archaeological record. It just wouldn't be there, because it would be a fictional book. So actual theology is a very, very pseudo science. All right. It's a very pseudo science. All right. Yeah, Santos Bonacci's work. He has some good, interesting information, but a lot of it is pseudo. All right. He doesn't have any primaries in order to validate the stuff that he's teaching. But that's not to knock anybody that appreciates his stuff. King Kosha, I'm on Instagram at Kingdom Moments. Yeah, I put it in a group. I just recently started going live on Instagram. All right. So yeah, I'm on Instagram right there at Kingdom Moments. All right. Knowledge Truth says, what was the name of your Bible? You want to know the name of the Bible I'm reconstructing, or you want to know the name of the Bible that I use daily? Which one is it? Let me know. The seventh one, His Faithful Son. Shout out to the seventh one, His Faithful Son. Is the Septuagint better than the Dead Sea Scrolls? I won't say one is better than the other. I textually compare both. So it depends on the rendering, right? Which rendering is more archaic, I'll look at. I look at the textual variants. I look at the syntax and morphology. And with the Septuagint, I'd have to do a reverse translation, right? Back into Hebrew, and then compare that with Dead Sea Scrolls, or try to take the Dead Sea Scrolls and translate that into Koine Greek and compare that with the Septuagint. But it would depend on what verse I'm looking at, that I'll do that textual analysis. So I wouldn't say one is better than the other. I would say that I take them as a whole, and use this for textual analysis, right? Anytime, Dora Yahoo, Ben Dora, I appreciate that. Let me know when you're ready to do the live session, and we can have a discussion. All right. It's Georgie. I would say it's a mixture from both Yah as well as things that were passed down to them. So it's a mixture of the two. All right. Um, so you're talking about the pseudepigrapha. That's what you're talking about, the shepherd. Yes, there's certain pseudepigraphers that I read. Interestingly enough, did you know that Second and Third John was considered pseudepigrapha? Did you know Second Peter was considered pseudepigrapha? And that's the stuff that people find in the so-called Brit Hadashah. So pseudepigrapha just means that it's a work that's written under the guise of an anonymous author that's acting as if they're the person that is writing the actual letter. So, for example, Second Peter is supposedly have been written by Peter, but New Testament scholars have discerned that it was written after Peter's death, and it was a pseudonym. It was somebody that took the name of Peter and applied it to the text, but they were the author themselves was anonymous. All right. So there's a lot of pseudepigrapha out there. You got to let me know which one in particular you're referring to when you say, do I read it? Or if I've read it. But yes, I've looked at a lot of pseudepigrapha to try to get certain concepts in our community and from the past. You know what I'm saying? So the reconstruction is Georgie. It's based on the best readings um, from the Torah, as well as restoring the Hebrew, Aramaic, Syriac essence of the book of Matthew, right? So the Torah reconstruction is looking at all of these manuscripts and seeing, after textually compare them, looking at the various variants, analyzing syntax and morphology, say, okay, what's the best way to translate this particular passage based on the available data? You understand what I'm saying? A lot of critical edition Bibles usually hinge a lot of their works on one major text type family. I'm looking at all of them and contrast and comparing them and trying to get a better reconstruction from that. All right. Now, the word patriarchal should not trigger the woman in here. So what I'm going to do for you, my brother Reliable Andrew, let me show you something, right? Trying to probably translate it from modern understanding. It's Georgie. You've been on this channel several times. Does it look like I'm attempting to translate anything with a contemporary modern understanding? The purpose of me teaching on the pre-exilic Israelite culture is to restore things back to that mindset and that understanding. Nothing contemporary. That's why I don't subscribe to Second Temple Judaism. But my brother, Reliable Andrew, remember there's a lecture I did. It's called A Closed Mouth Didn't Get Pled. Go back and watch that, all right? Go back and watch A Closed Mouth Didn't Get Pled. And therefore, anybody, any women in here that might have been triggered from patriarchal, which you shouldn't be triggered from patriarchal, go back and watch that lecture, and you'll see me talk about ancient pre-exilic Israel was never a purely patriarchal society. Even the genealogy aspect, and this is from my research, that came about during the Reconstruction period, which was the time of Ezra and Nehemiah. Okay, because a lot of that was based on how things operated in Babylon. But that's another lecture dealing with that. All right. Yeah, so like I take my Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek understandings, and I utilize that in order to translate the text and look at various manuscripts. If you go back and check out some previous lectures that I've done, you see me go into the Syriac, you see me go into the Greek, Koine Greek, you see me go into the classical biblical Hebrew. These are languages that I'm literate in and I can read. You feel what I'm saying? So I use my knowledge of that, my intermediate knowledge of that, and use that to go back and translate. And then I also put it before professors. I know 4 different linguistic professors that I consult with once in a while. And then there's a peer group of other individuals. I'm in several groups in Facebook, and a peer group of people who only deal with Koine Greek, only deal with Aramaic and Middle Aramaic, which is later on a Syriac, and biblical classical Hebrew. And I consult with them as well. So I always get things peer reviewed before I say, okay, look, now it's ready for press. All right. So I never do no lone wolf type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? The shepherd, yes, I heard that. I can't recall what video I heard him saying that in, or if that was a Facebook post. But somebody brought that to my attention and shared that with me. You know what I'm saying? All right. So Yeah, the black app, add me at Kingdom Moments, add me on IG. All those details will also be in the description in here as well, so y'all can communicate with me. All right. What group do you want to join up in, Daryl Yahoo Bendora? You want to join one of the language groups? Is that what you're saying? Well, I guess it's Georgia allowed to speak for now. But if you're interested in one of those, joining one of those Facebook groups that you're talking about, where we consult in regards to language, email me at kingdomharbinger@gmail.com. I don't see none of my my admins in the group right now. But definitely email me here if you're interested in those groups, and I'll speak with the admins of those groups and see if they'll be willing to open it up. A lot of these are like private groups, so I'll see if they're willing to open it up. You do have to demonstrate that you have some linguistic understanding of both Koine Greek, Syriac or Aramaic, and Biblical Classical Hebrew. So like what I'll do with you is, if you do a teleconference with me, I'll probe you to see how much you know in regards to these languages. And then if I see that it's a moderate amount, then I'll go let them know in a group, because they want people that's going to contribute. It's not a learning group for novices. It's really a group for people that are intermediate experts that can teach each other. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, Black App. So Derayahu, so if you can demonstrate knowledge of, like me, I can demonstrate knowledge of Syriac literacy, of Syriac, Biblical Classical Hebrew, and Koine Greek. If you can do the same when we do our conference, then I'll let them know that, hey, here's somebody that can contribute to the group, and see if they'll add you to the private groups on Facebook. Right. So family, I'm going to end it off right now. I've been on here long enough. I appreciate y'all for y'all listening. Okay, so what I can do for you, the seventh one, his faithful son, that's an excellent question. Let me post some links up, right? I'm gonna post 3 videos that I did that will point you in the right direction. Take your time and go through it, because some of these videos can be pretty lengthy, all right? But it's worth it in the end, all right? Let me grab it for you real quick. Hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna get these videos for you. That's an excellent question. And that's the question I had to pose to myself when reconstructing classical or historical messianism, right? But these lectures should point you in the right direction. Take your time and check them out, all right? Here's the first one. That's the first one, okay? Here's the second one. Now, first one's really the meat and potatoes, right? Here's the second one. No problem, Daryl Yahoo. When my website goes up, I'll be putting up Koine Greek lessons on there. So that way you guys have it as well, all right? So check out those 2 lectures right there. So you can understand how to go back to the original doctrine that the apostles had. And I actually go in depth in those 2 lectures there. All right. Shout out to DeForest Agula. She's in the building as well. Shabbat shalom to you too, Brother King Kosha. So that's all she wrote tonight, family. So I hope y'all enjoyed the health portion and the Q&A. Stay tuned. I might try to go live tomorrow, or at the very least sometime next week before Friday, because next Tuesday is May 1st. So if I don't do it Saturday, then I might do a live for y'all on Monday. All right, and I'm gonna try to do that early, like around 11 o'clock. Try not to do that too late. But anyway, family, I appreciate y'all for watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me, being here. Thank you for your donations, your support, for sharing this video. I look forward to building with y'all again. Make sure you're subscribed. Those of you who are new to the channel, new to this, somebody invited you to this, make sure you subscribe to Kingdom Harbinger Ministries. Hit that bell notification so you can be up to date on all the new notifications of new videos and content that we place on the channel. We have a lot of great stuff in store for you guys. I look forward to seeing y'all again. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I love you guys. Love y'all who are watching at home, who weren't able to make it for the live stream, but tune in as regularly. Anybody at children, shout out to the families that's out there that's watching this. Much love, much respect to all of y'all. If y'all have any family topics y'all want me to discuss, definitely let me know. Send me a message or jump in the chat and share that, and I'll definitely address it for y'all, because I want to make sure this is wholesome for the entire family. All right, the entire family unit as a whole. All right. So love your family. Thank you for watching. Peace and shalom, family.